Hey. My name is Lonnie Suri, and I work on wrongful convictions. I helped free Marty Tankleff, who's here today with us, as well as Damian Eccles in the West Memphis 3 case in Arkansas, and I work with some of the gentlemen behind here. I'm standing with those families here today that represent hundreds of years of wrongful incarcerations. Some have been recently released, while others, and you can talk to their family members, remain in prison. Former Brooklyn detective Louis Scarcella is a symptom of a deadly disease. There is no Scarcella without the Brooklyn District Attorney Charles Hines, who for 25 years was complicit in encouraging Scarcella's illegal behavior, and a judiciary that placed tainted evidence before jury after jury after jury. This happens not only in Brooklyn, but in every borough and every district attorney's office in the city and county. We're here today to ask the new Brooklyn District Attorney, Kenneth Thompson, to move the Scarcella cases quickly. We are encouraged by what has happened since he's taken office. Just yesterday, an old man, who used to be a young man, was freed. We've been asked to be patient, though. But I say we have been patient for decades. We are calling for Thompson and other district attorneys to adopt a conviction of review process similar to the Dallas DA, in which 44 wrongful convictions have been overturned in a process that's transparent between attorneys, defendants, and prosecutors, and there's complete collaboration. That's what we need in New York. Anything less will not be effective. We are asking the NYPD, the New York City Police Department, to begin recording custodial interrogations. When a suspect is brought in, that is when the cameras need to go on, not after they've confessed, like in the Central Park jogger case.
That's right.
And we need to conduct live police lineups, double blind, where the police don't know who the suspect is. Because often, when a police officer is showing a witness or potential witness photographs, it is very hard. It's called confirmation bias. And that's why we have misidentification, which is also the leading cause of wrongful convictions. Both New Jersey and Connecticut use both live blind police lineups and record interrogations. Both New Jersey and Connecticut, we hope that the new NYPD will adopt it soon so we can prevent wrongful convictions. I'm proud to be joined by false confession exoneree Martin Tankleff, Pastor Graylin Ferrand, civil rights attorney Ilya Novo, Councilwoman Cumby. I would like to introduce and the families of those who are still incarcerated. Please raise your hand. I would like to introduce Derek Hamilton, who contacted me some years ago and asked me to raise the profile on his case and those of other men he was in prison with, who were convicted based on the lies and false testimony of Detective Scarcella. Sunday Moses and Kevin Smith. Together they have served 70 years in prison, and they're just out in the last year or two. Derek Hamilton is a leader. That's the man. It was while in prison, it was Derek who first uncovered the misdeeds of Detective Scarcella and the Brooklyn DA's office. These guys' cases are 25 years old. Their filings in the Brooklyn Supreme Courts all had Scarcella misdeeds in them for 25 years. This wasn't discovered last week or last year. I want to recognize the families of those incarcerated. Shabaka Shakur.
Yes.
Hector Lopez.
Yes.
James Jenkins.
Yes.
Danny Rincon.
Yes. Yes.
John Juca.
Yes.
Richard DeGuglielmo.
Yes.
Nelson Cruz.
Yes.
Frankie Hernandez.
Yes.
Jermaine Archer.
Yes.
Ricky Caldwell,
Yes.
Richard Rosario,
Yes.
Aaron Wayman,
Yes.
Sherman Adams,
Yes.
and joining us also are recently released Michael Cosme and Carlos Perez, Derek Hamilton.
Okay.
Can we add my brother to the list?
Yes, please call it out.
His name is Kareem Latif. He's been in 31 years. Scarcella has
Come on, join us.
And Calvin Lee. And Calvin Lee.
my son's
Calvin
name.
Lee.
20, Calvin Lee. 27 years.
Ricky Caldwell. 33 years in jail.
I would like to thank y'all for
James
coming out
Jenkins,
today.
26 years. He killed nobody.
I would like to say that wrongful convictions we see are displayed in the media almost every month. I was in prison for 21 years based on Detective Louis Scarcella false allegations against me. He made a non-witness become a witness. He chose to disclose eyewitness testimony that identified 2 other individuals as the Cash Killer. Motion after motion I filed before Brooklyn Supreme Court. And no matter how many times that I filed motions, the court would reject my claims, believing Detective Scarcella over me and my witnesses. I feel violated, humiliated, most involved. I stand here today without my mother and father who died throughout my incarceration. I speak today for the voiceless, those who are illiterate, those who cannot come out of prison and speak for themselves. The District Attorney of Brooklyn said they're investigating over 40 to 50 homicide cases, yet and still they won't give us the names of the individuals. I sat in prison with a lot of these illiterate brothers, and I know that they can't speak for themselves. I am here today. I am here today to ask, as Lonnie said, that New York City Police Commissioner inherently impose cameras from the police car to the precinct. Every time there's a videotape confession of a prisoner, it should be recorded. That's right. The reason why, it protects police officers from false allegations that they coerced a confession, and it also protects a defendant from saying that I didn't make this confession, and the police officer said he did. Judges believe police officers. They don't believe defendants. If we have the videotape, you don't have to believe us. You can go to the videotape. Go to the videotape. Eyewitness identifications has been one of the leading causes of false imprisonment. Yet and still, the police officers are able to tell a witness, pick the guy with the hook nose, like they did in David Ranta case. In James Jenkins case, the judge found that Scarcella have committed how you don't do identification. He said there's a textbook example how you do not do identification. Yet and still, James Jenkins remains in prison based on Scarcella investigation. This is not one case. This is not 2 cases. It's 1 and 2 cases too many. They ask us to wait. How long must we wait for justice? How long? We stand here today asking that you people be involved. We've done everything we could do. Our voices wasn't heard. I now call Sunday Moses. Counsel.
Hello, my name is Mr. Sunday Moses. I was convicted of murder in the 2nd degree and 4 counts of assault in 1995 in an incident which claimed a 4-year-old girl and wounded 4 others in a shooting in Brooklyn. False evidence, misconduct by Detective Louis Scarcella was the reason why I was convicted. Lies, testifying in court, coercing witnesses, these are all things that was involved in my case. I ultimately served 18 and a half years and only been home 3.5 months. So it's a big adjustment. The things that happen in society, there's a lot of people. Detective Scarcella worked on about 350 cases, yet they're only saying that they're investigating 50. We know that the district attorney's office, Charles Hines, did a lot of things that weren't honorable to the people of this city. Kenneth Thompson, who is in office today, we ask, we plead, we beg, whatever you want. We ask that justice be served to the people behind us, to the people that's still behind the wall serving time for things that they haven't done. I've been, some of the things that I've suffered while in prison are indescribable. and immeasurable. I have in the crowd behind me a 19-year-old son that was only several months old when I got incarcerated for a crime that I didn't commit. More importantly, I still continue to serve time because I'm still on life parole. What that means is that I can go to prison today or tomorrow without even breaking the law. So the things that we still have to go through for crimes that we didn't even commit is deplorable. And I ask that we not be looked at as numbers, but as people that have kids and wives and families, mothers and fathers, and that we have real lives, and that I think that, you know, we should be looked at as people, and I think that anybody would want justice. The head of Kings County himself, if he put himself in our shoes, he would be right here at this conference speaking out against the deplorable things and indescribable things that we have been through.
Yes, sir. Tell him. Yes, sir.
This area here should be crowded, explaining the injustices that happen to these people. Too long, for too many years. We talking about 20 and 25 years. We talking about people that got locked up in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s. Almost 30 years, 40 years that guys have served.
Yes.
Some people died in prison.
Yes.
Some people died on death row.
Yes.
And this is the people that we're here to speak about.
Yes.
This is the people that we have to fight, and the fight will continue. I would like to thank everybody that showed up today. I would like to thank Mr. Lonnie Sari, the lawyer here.